Hello, and this is Burke Law. Welcome to Atlanta Around the Majors Baseball Show. So Mike Clevinger signs with the White Sox. So what we're going to do in this video is we'll talk about Clevinger, and then we'll compare where Clevinger would have been in the 2021 and 2022 White Sox rotation, since they're both different White Sox rotation. Obviously, the 2021 White Sox were a lot better than the 2022 White Sox. So Mike Clevinger is 31, going to be 32 right before Christmas, from the state of Florida, and began his career with the Cleveland, then Indians, now Guardians, and was best year, I would say, 2018, pitched 200 innings, 207 strikeouts, 32 starts, 13-8 record. That was his best year, and then also fairly good in 2019. Of course, less starts, so won from 2017 all the way down until 2019, won a total of 38 games. And then 2020 was with the Guardians. And then before being traded to the Padres, had Tommy John surgery not long after his time in San Diego. And then came back last year, again about 23 games, 22 starts, a little over 100 innings. Strikeout rate lower than it was, say, in his prime, 2017. Had a 10.1 strikeout rate. Had a 12.1 strikeout rate in 2019. And that's what it was. And that's what it was. And that's what is that. So everything dropped. Their ERA plus lower, since again every year pretty much from the 2017 through 2020, it was pretty much way above league average. Basically always above 140. Last year was 86, so it dropped down significantly. And that's what happened there. So career record 51 and 30 in his career, a little more than 100 games that he started in his career. So again, in Cleveland, I would say, yes, you had Kluber, Carrasco, Bauer. At times, you could say he was a solid four-starter. Certainly good number three. In San Diego last year, I think he was more of the four-starter. So now he comes to Chicago. I heard it was a one-year, $12 million deal to come to Chicago at age 32. And it's a one-year deal. You can never go wrong with a one-year deal. Yes, you're paying $12 million in salary, but you cannot go wrong with a one-year deal. So comparing the White Sox 2021 to 2022 rotation, so in 2021 they won 93 games, finished first in the Central, and their pitching rotation that year was Lucas Giolito, who pitched almost 200 innings, got a little over 10 strikeouts per nine. Dylan Cease was good that year. Right before he had his breakout year, you had Lance Lynn, who I think was a Cy Young candidate for much of the year. And then you had Carlos Rodon, who had a really good year. Yes, he did miss some time with injuries. I remember he almost pitched a perfect game, did battle injuries. That landed him a contract with the Giants and was even better the next year. And now could really cash in, had that opt-out. So that was your rotation. You basically had four good starters right there. And that being said, you go back to 2022, and the White Sox were significantly worse than they are right now. And last year, Dylan Cease was a Cy Young finalist, strikeout rate about the same, ERA significantly lower, one of the very best pitchers in the game. Lucas Giolito got worse. Johnny Cueto, believe it or not, well, yeah, his strikeout rate was low. Probably the White Sox second best pitcher all year. I mean, re-signed with them. Kind of a minor league guy, really rebuilt his reputation at age 36. You had Michael Kopech, who I guess you could say was okay, pitched okay, Lance Lynn as well, but the rotation just wasn't the same, and the White Sox were significantly worse. And the White Sox were, I'd say, they're the most disappointing team in baseball, since remember, last year, preseason, I picked the White Sox to go to the World Series. And that didn't happen. So Clevinger, you put him in the rotation, so you have Cease, Giolito. I guess you could still say Lance Lynn, yeah, he's signed through 2023, 2024 team option, and Michael Kopech. So I guess he's replacing Johnny Cueto. So I would say that Clevinger would be you think about the rotation, I think would slide in maybe in the 4th spot, something like that. So we'll see. I think helps the team. Maybe it could be a good solid starter, definitely rebuilding his value before he goes back out on the market again. This is a move where 1-year deal, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If he pitches really well, then he really increases his value. How good do I think the White Sox will be next year? Well, I think they'd be the 2nd best team in the Central, potentially. Remember what the Guardians did last year, kind of surprised everyone. Do they build off that momentum from last year, losing to the Yankees in a Game 5? I mean, they were 1 win away from the LCS last year. And so are they as good as they are? White Sox 81 and 81. So Clevinger to the White Sox in that move. I would say the 2023 rotation could be fairly solid. It will be interesting to see what that's like. So that is everything for this episode of Atlanta and Around the Majors Baseball Show.